Hello, our audience is here.
Oh, I don't want her here.
Dang, all right.
Because she won't come up. Like, if she'll come up, it's fine.
Well, she's just going to sit there and try to climb on things or meow at you. I know how cats work.
I know you do. You have a cat. I get it.
Mine's a brat.
She is.
Hey, I called it.
Hey.
Thank you for being predictable.
You are a creature. You are a creature. You are a creature. You are a creature.
Okay, bye.
All right, Toy, say something.
Remember when we were supposed to have a podcast? Hello, and welcome to the LEM'n'TEA podcast. We remember it so you don't have to. I'm still doing it. I remember to do it.
I don't know if I like it, but it definitely is something that I've been doing just to keep it going.
Why not? That's what Nostalgia Critic's been doing, so why not? So,
do you think he actually cares about his shit or no?
Hard to say. Hey, Doug, if you are watching this, want an interview? Let's talk about your passion. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I'm Tory, this is Lewis, and this is the LEM'n'TEA podcast, episode number 43.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What?
So, let's say this right now.
Okay.
There's, like, little to no one else that I would rather never get an interview with than fucking Doug Walker, man.
He did that one funny one with SpongeBob.
Okay. He has, like, potential.
He has his moments.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I did used to watch him and stuff. And then that mini doc with how he wanted to get rid of Nostalgia Critic and then brought it back because it was clearly his biggest moneymaker. So that's why, passion-wise, it seems more like he's just doing it to get a check, well, a YouTube check, than because he actually wants to.
So he doesn't care anymore about it.
Only because he tried to retire the character before, so that's why I'm thinking, like, I don't know, does he truly care beyond money for it or appearance fees or whatever? I don't know. That's why I want an interview.
I'm not sure. Just because, obviously, don't know him. I have no idea him as a person. Maybe he's great. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't seem to make really good decisions on shit. Like, he doesn't make good decisions, like,
yeah,
in his production. He doesn't seem to make good decisions with, like, the scripts.
I think
he has a hand in writing them, I think.
I think succinct jokes that don't need over explanation are best. Mm-hmm. And I think he did have that before, kind of. I don't know how this turned into, like, a analyzing Doug Walker's
I don't know.
inner workings intro, but that is what it is. But anyway, you guys watch Nostalgia Critic and you guys decide. So we don't have to.
A good way to bring it back. That was good.
Thanks. Anyway, hello, Wonho, since we're remembering things so you don't have to. Wonho, who I think is going to be out of the military this next year, 2024. We're nearing the end of 2023. Can you believe it?
Already?
Yeah. And it's Christmas time. Yay! We can stop ignoring Christmas because it was everywhere before. And
Do you have your tree up yet?
Yeah, we just put it up today.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Makes me happy. I don't know.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. We usually would have ours up too, but
you ordered one though today,
we did.
Right? Yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
Because you're in a new location and your old tree just wasn't going to cut it.
It was a little too small. It was a little too small, okay? And it was a brand new tree. Like, it pretty much is brand new within the last couple of years. And it's a shame that it can't be used. But
you could use it for, like, I remember when watching the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and one of the things I was really jealous of was that, like, every single room in Cindy Lou's house had their own Christmas tree, including hers. Hers was pink, I think, which I was a girl child and I wanted that, but now I think that's kind of ugly and whatever. A pink tree, but they make them in all colors.
They do. They make them in
I don't discriminate against all colors. I just personally don't like it.
Yeah.
But You could have that second tree for like your kids' room, unless they have the expectation that every single tree in your house is gonna get presents underneath it.
No. Yeah, that I don't even want them to like
get the
have
idea.
that inclination of that could be true. No.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a nightmare.
Before Christmas.
Ooh.
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Still think it's a Halloween movie, but
I think it can be both.
It can be both, but
it's a twice-a-year movie.
I think primarily it is a Halloween movie. So.
Mm-hmm. How was your? So before we move into Christmas talk, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was okay. Yeah, it was good.
Did you have a good time?
We are going to have a. No, we did.
Okay.
It was great. My mom was here and my brother, and we spent some time with them and
kept it pretty low key, and it helps that it was at your own house too, right? Rather than having to travel.
It's always nice to like, because the kids are great, but like when you have to travel with them, it can be like really stressful.
Yeah.
So, to avoid that, we try to have things here.
Mm-hmm. And now you have the space for it too, because this house is what, like at least twice the size of your old house.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge, and then the
huge.
The basement's just as big.
Yeah.
So like it's a really, really big change of pace here, but it was good. I finally, like, for the first year, had enough counter space to do everything.
Counter space. You have a big dining room table now.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at you.
So it's good.
Yeah.
And we had fun. My son kind of refused to have turkey. He's just not good
with new foods.
Like
it's the cousin of chicken, which he loves.
I know. I know. You would think that he would understand that, but he is a child. He's a child for one.
A picky child.
And a very picky child for two. Like I get it. I was picky as a kid. I understand it. So
I don't know many children, period. But I don't know many children who weren't picky children, myself included. I was also a very picky child.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Yeah.
I understand your struggle, kid. So.
They're both picky, but
I ate turkey, so that's a little.
Yeah.
Any white meat was like, this is safe.
Safe. Okay.
Okay.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The white meat's the safe meat, huh?
I mean, there's dark meat on turkey as well.
Yeah. Not safe, though.
Oh, my God.
Why?
No.
No.
I don't like the
No.
Well, because I don't like dark meat on turkey anyway, so I'm not really helping my case. So I'm going to just move on from that.
You got it.
Although I do like that you are keeping the Thanksgiving spirit alive with cranberry ginger ale.
Is that
you
a Thanksgiving
that
thing?
Way. Huh? Cranberry? Yeah. Well, cranberry sauce.
Okay. Yes. It only comes out this time of year, and then it
Really?
goes away. Yeah.
Oh.
Some people say that it's year-round, but I have yet to see a store in the area that has it all the time.
Now it's just making me think of Oreos, and I'm mad again. I haven't seen a single Christmas Oreo.
Okay.
It's so
You're going to the
weird.
wrong place.
I usually go to like Target or Walmart.
Target should have them, and so should Walmart. Okay, never mind.
But I don't know.
You're going to the right places, but they don't have them.
I found the Halloween ones at Big Lots for some reason.
Yeah.
So, but
Did you buy them?
No, I didn't buy them. I told you I didn't. It's fine though. I was too burned by the fact that they were there and not there in the seasonal appropriate time, so I didn't buy them. But that's okay.
If you go to Stop and Shop, you will see the red Oreos. So you can go there. They have them.
All right. I'll remember that. I don't usually go there, but I'll remember that maybe.
Okay.
Just because I don't really ever go there, so that's why.
That's fine.
So.
You go where you go, where you're most comfortable.
All right. So anyway, yeah. So low-key Thanksgiving's always a good Thanksgiving. No familial conflicts or anything like that.
It was good. We had a great time.
Nicole Westbrook would be very, very proud.
The turkeys.
Hey.
Mashed potatoes.
Hey.
Ribs for some reason. Somebody brought ribs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Although it's surprising, there was a couple coworkers of mine that were like, Yeah, not a lot of people in my family really like turkey, so someone
Mm.
was gonna do like they were gonna grill or whatever, and
It's fine.
yeah, I mean,
I
whatever.
think a lot of people don't like turkey.
I don't think it has to be a prerequisite, even though it is like the staple meal of Thanksgiving. But I don't think it has to be the staple meal of your Thanksgiving. So
It's whatever you want it to be. You
Mhm.
you gather around and eat the food and give thanks if you want. Though I never do. So
Well, you can't be hateful.
you gotta be grateful.
Yeah.
Can't be
So-
hateful.
So
I've heard that song so much.
Yeah.
In the
I
past.
think this is the most I've listened to it ever in such a short time.
Oh God.
But whatever, she's the new Mariah Carey for Thanksgiving for me. Until
Perfect.
Mariah Carey releases a Thanksgiving song, then we'll see.
Great. Now, how was your Thanksgiving? How did you make out?
Good. I have so many leftovers. Because my mom and my aunts made a ton of food. And 4 different pies. Because
4 different pies.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
so there was like the standard.
Minimum.
My mom actually didn't make a pie, so one of my aunts made a standard apple pie. One of my aunts did squash pie because my grandfather loves squash pie.
Okay.
And Josh, who is the palate of not a picky eater. I don't think there was ever a time in his life where he was ever a picky eater. He might be the exception to my every kid's a picky eater mentality that I just said.
Yeah.
Loves squash pie. He likes turnips and beets and cranberry sauce, and like he everybody literally was like looking to him to be like, oh Josh, there's a little bit of food left in this like dish of whatever it was, you should have it or whatever, because they know he'll eat it, and they also know he hates food waste, but no food was wasted.
Damn.
Josh made a pumpkin pie, and then I don't like fruit or vegetable pies because I'm weird, so one of my other aunts made like a chocolate pie for me and other people who don't like.
You're like my wife.
healthy.
She doesn't do that.
It's a texture thing for
That's
me.
what she says. Yeah.
I just don't like I only just got like warmed up to the idea of like cooked vegetables like in the last few years. Like cooked carrots always freaked me out because they were like mushy and weird to me, but
Yeah.
so
You
I'm
gotta do it
weird.
with the sauce. You gotta put the sauce on them.
What sauce?
It's like that sweet brown like glaze.
Oh,
It's like a sugar glaze or something.
okay, I probably wouldn't use that because something about sweet foods that are usually not sweet is also weird to me.
Okay.
I'm a hard person to please food wise. Like
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying
there's a
that
little bit wrong with it.
that's a typical way to make it taste a little bit better. Is like
I think my aunt just like put butter on it and salt and pepper or something. But I ate carrots that were cooked, so big step for me as a 31-year-old.
I ate carrots that were cooked.
Yeah, I'm moving on up.
Good, you did great.
Thanks. I ate turkey and the mashed potatoes and had a
Hey.
good time.
Hey,
None of my family members bickered over anything, which was great.
that saddens me.
Wow. All right. Well, there's Christmas coming up, so you never know. And then we swiftly moved on to the next holiday of Black Friday, which I kind of forgot about, if I'm gonna be honest.
Because nobody does it anymore, really.
I
Like,
feel like people still do it, but I think there's definitely a noticeable decline because, especially because of COVID, where it's like, I can just wait until, well, they probably already have, they do Cyber Monday, but they probably already have deals for like the weekend or from Friday to Sunday anyway.
just shop online, basically.
Yeah.
I understand some people probably maybe they don't want to be forced to shop online, I guess. But
Plus, half the time they just mark stuff up to make it and then discount it, quote unquote, to make
Yeah.
it seem like, whoa, you're getting a really good deal.
That's
Kohl's
what-
does that all the time.
yeah, they all the time.
But I'm tricked anyway too, because I'm like, wow, this seems cheap. And I know though it's like it was never $36. You're paying $18, and it was probably maybe $20. but in my mind I'm like, that's such a good deal. So it's my fault. That's like that. But I didn't do any Black Friday shopping because that's not true actually. I bought a couple nutcrackers for
Cool.
but not for Black Friday shopping. I just happened to find some and I needed some for decoration purposes.
Neat.
So anyway, that was my Black Friday shopping.
What color?
They're just Christmassy colors.
Okay.
It was like a couple.
Like green, red.
Yeah. And they didn't, I mean, nutcrackers inherently look creepy. But like these ones were okay looking, which was good.
Yeah, I've yet to see like a good looking not good looking, but like a non creepy looking nutcracker. Like they're always. They've got the fucking hat. They've got the beard and the teeth. Yeah. Oh, God.
It's funny, too, because they're only really nutcrackers in name. Like, you can't actually use them to crack nuts. You're going to break it. So, and maybe at one point, when they weren't so mass-produced, maybe they did actually crack nuts. But now it just seems like a big lie. But that's okay. Did you shop for anything on Black Friday? Or
I still tried it as a kid, though.
Oh, to break them? Yeah, me too.
Like, God damn it.
And then I was told, don't do that. And then I think I was probably confused as a, I don't know, like, child.
Is this not what it's for?
And then I just learned that the world is full of lies.
Yeah.
Did you Black Friday shop at all? Or No. There's weekend deals going on too. I shopped today a little bit and there were still weekend long deals. So it's like, well, what was the point of, I don't know.
There's no point.
It seems to be going out of style, and honestly, I think that's a good thing. You always would hear such horror stories about like people fighting or trampling or shooting people.
The 90s were crazy for that shit.
Oh my God!
Like when Tickle Me Elmo came out, and people were like bludgeoning each other in aisles.
2000s were like that too, I think. But
tramplings.
Yeah.
That's always a thing that actually happens, like tramplings.
And there's a lot of places that were closed this year. I know Walmart and Target were closed for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which is good, because like the only places that should be open are like pharmacies and gas stations, in my honest opinion.
Sure.
Well, as far as like places where you would pay for goods or services, like hospitals should still be open on Thanksgiving. But but like, there's nowhere else. Like, what are you going to? Oh, I need this polo shirt at Target on Thanksgiving Day. It's like, well, so sorry, Jim. You should have prepared a little bit better for that. It's mean to make like teenage kids or young adults work on Thanksgiving Day just because you didn't prepare or whatever, or you want to get ahead on shopping or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Spend time with your families or friends or your pets.
Or just
stay home.
Stay home. Yeah.
If we've learned anything from COVID, it's stay home.
Just stay the fuck home. Who needs to go out and line up? I did it once. I only did it one time. It was miserable. It was so miserable.
Well, here in Massachusetts, we're special because there's no midnight release of like, or midnight opening of stores. It's 1 a.m.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know if it's meant to be like to give the stores more time or to deter people, or I don't know what it is, why it's the way that it is, but
I'm not sure why, but that was the case. It wasn't midnight, and I didn't know that.
So you're just standing outside for an extra hour?
Standing outside for the extra hour, I wanted to...
It was Best Buy, right? I think
dive...
You told... Yeah.
Dive into traffic. Like, dive into fucking traffic.
Yeah.
It was bitter cold, Tory. Like, it was...
Well, we live in Massachusetts.
I know, but, like, it was colder than usual. Like, just like, bone chilling.
And I don't understand... Like, I kind of had the sentiment, too, for concerts that... had assigned seating too. I don't understand standing in line for that long. I really don't. It makes no, like, you're gonna get to your seat like 10 minutes faster and it won't be taken because you are assigned a number. Like, it's just weird. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's like you're gonna get into the store the same amount of time. They literally like have things in bulk for just such an occasion. So like, you're pretty guaranteed, unless it is Tickle Me Elmo, you're pretty guaranteed to get what you want. So I don't know. I don't understand cutting a holiday short just to stand in the cold. It's just weird.
For us, we had never done it, and we were like,
curious about it.
Early 20s, and just had nothing better to do. Like, we didn't want to be at like Ash's parents' house anymore.
Oh, so this was the better option.
Let's just go fucking do Black Friday. I don't have to work tomorrow anyways, so let's just do it. And it was awful. Awful.
Yeah, my brother and I did it once because we were just bored.
What store?
Walmart.
Oh, God.
But we went there, like, at 1. We didn't stand in line. I think we just chilled in the car for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's huge. I think we have a Supercenter, right? But Walmart is huge. So all we bought were, like, some snacks. Like, we didn't buy anything.
Like, regular shit that you can get any day of the week, yeah.
And then afterwards we were hungry, so we went to a McDonald's. And he wanted, I think it was one of those apple pie things, but they ran out or something. So we didn't even get what we wanted from McDonald's. It was like it was a whatever. We just wanted to see. It was like it was like seeing the animals in the wild, like this wilderness. Or
That's
whatever.
exactly what it was for me. I'd never done it. I always heard about it. Like, whatever, I'll do it.
People are pretty savage though. Well, this was years ago. This was, I think, my brother enlisted in the military a long time ago. So this must have been while I was still in college. So maybe very early 2010s, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Mine was like 2012.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, this is now over 10 years ago, but it was wild. Like there were people who couldn't be bothered to get carts, so they were literally dragging like box TVs like behind them, like dragging them. Like if you really cared about getting this TV, I don't think you'd be dragging it across the floor, dude. Like it was just weird. It's just a weird subculture that
they gotta get to it first.
Yeah,
It's the new deal, okay?
But it's one of the good things about like I think Black Friday shopping's fine. It's just doing it before like the sun comes up is weird to me. It's just strange. Go to bed. Like there'll still be deals when you wake up.
I did it once. I said, nope,
And that was enough.
nothing is worth standing outside like that for ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And people who stand outside, here's what perplexes me, okay?
Yeah.
Phones are cool. Like,
Yeah, phones are cool.
they're cool, right?
Yep.
They're not cool enough to stand outside in the fucking cold, like the frigid ass cold. Take the latest version of the iPhone or whatever. Like,
I do wonder what it's like for like Western states that are warmer. If it's, I mean, it must be more enticing to stand outside because you're not freezing your butt off. But
I think the only time I can say that it's appropriate or like that somebody should do it is if maybe they're a reviewer. But even then, they usually get those phones like shipped ahead of time to them so they can test it out, and then
yeah, that's true.
so that there's no need for them to stand in line for anything.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why you would do it other than just to say, hey, I was one of the first few to do it.
I was here. Yeah. There's not, and you know, that's one of the few good things about the internet kind of quote unquote taking over brick and mortar buildings in that way.
Sure.
Is that people aren't getting trampled. I think that's really great. So,
we're anti-trampling, right?
Controversial opinion. I
Anti-trampling.
don't think people should trample other people. This is my opinion, but we can agree to disagree, viewers, I guess.
Oh my God.
I don't want to listen.
Imagine
I don't want to
someone
impose
comes out
my
as, like,
opinion on somebody
pro-trampling.
else.
They're like, I hate this podcast because it's
anti-trampling.
It's anti-trampling. My family's been trampling for years.
Imagine. I mean, different strokes, I guess.
Oh, God.
But now we're in Christmas time. It's Christmas time. So, yeah, I already got my tree up. I brought my I took my Thanksgiving / semi-Halloween decorations. Like, I kept things that were pumpkin-y out because it's like, oh, it works for both holidays, and I'm too lazy to change some of them out. I took those down, so now I'm ready to transform my house tomorrow into a very Christmas affair. So, because I don't know, something about color lights, man, or any kind of like twinkle lights or anything, they make me happy.
I think everybody can appreciate the look of the Christmas tree. Like, I think it's
a
kind of
nice
cool
aesthetic.
to have it up.
Yeah. There's something
And you can
mystifying
change
about
them.
lights. Yes.
You can change them to be a Halloween tree.
True. Very true. Some
That
people
would be
do.
kind of cool.
And now I'm just thinking about there's a channel we watch on YouTube sometimes called Kamek, and she had compiled extreme cheapskate, no, not extreme, like My Strange Obsession holiday edition, and it was this one woman who had all those Christmas trees, and she was like, my electric bill is really high, but the pro is that I never have to turn the heat on because it's always like 80 degrees because of all the lights on.
One.
She was awesome. I'll have to play it again, but
Yeah,
there was
for
like
sure.
someone who was obsessed with gingerbread, someone who was obsessed with nutcrackers. The gingerbread one was really wholesome though, oddly enough. It was strange, but it was wholesome.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll play it for you. But anyway, shout out to Kamek. I believe she's just like a girl who's in college. Like she's just a one-woman show doing these like recaps of the most absurd moments of reality television.
Her shit's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny though.
It's really funny. It's
she did
like,
one for MILF Manor too, which kudos, because I will never watch that on my own ever. So
MILF Manor was the one that it's like the kids are on the show with the moms.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's listen, like
I've seen nothing but cringy shit from that show.
I don't have a problem with MILFs, cougars, whatever. Like, I don't care as long as everybody's a consenting adult. It's the weirdness of it being a mother-son duo, and the sons are also looking for MILFs, and the moms are looking for young men. Like, that aspect of it is very too much. Too much.
It really could have done without it. Like it.
Yeah, just random older women and random younger men. Did they have to be related? I don't think they did. I don't know whose idea that was. It was bad.
That's a strange thing. Like, they didn't have to do that at all.
No.
They wanted to fucking do it. Like, that was their.
Yeah. Sure.
That would generate the most, hype, the most buzz.
I guess, but it just also makes you. It's one of those shows that makes you just feel really dirty watching it.
It's very strange.
Like, you don't feel comfortable watching it. So.
Yeah.
You were watching a show like that too, weren't you? That Dr. Phil one?
Was I?
Yeah. Wasn't it the one with the...
Oh, okay.
Sorry, not to put you on the spot.
Sorry. I've never seen this outside of this YouTuber that I stumbled upon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a show called Dr. Phil's Horror House or something like that.
Is it really called
Or House of Horrors?
What is this, like Disney or whatever?
But
Dr. Phil's Haunted Mansion.
it's so dumb.
Okay.
So it's this house, like a giant mansion that he rents out. And he has people from different walks of life who maybe have opposing viewpoints live together.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a woman who doesn't like white people, and there's a guy who doesn't like black people. So of course they're like either in the same room or like bunking near each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's like someone who doesn't like fat people. There's somebody who doesn't like skinny people.
Okay.
It was a strange experiment.
And there's ways to go about shows like that aren't.
Oh, they did blackface too.
Yeah, I know. That guy who looks like a potato.
That's the guy.
Spuds McKenzie.
That's the guy who's the white supremacist.
It's like there's better ways to go about that to introduce people to other ways of life that aren't like, we're going to put brown paint on you and a fake little afro or whatever. Like, it's just...
It never looks good either. Like,
no.
It's always just awful.
It didn't look good.
Fucking awful.
I mean, one of the better ones, which also was meant to not look super great, was Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
One of the few examples of blackface in modern day ever that is like, this is okay, because the context is like, you have to know the context, where it is a movie about a white actor who is playing a black actor, and it's like like very tongue in cheek and stuff, so it's not like vaudeville or whatever. But but yeah, no, it never looks good. I'm getting off tangent though. It also reminds me of there's this one YouTube channel. I forget her last name, but her first name is Jessica. She's a professional photographer, and she reviews episodes of America's Next Top Model.
Okay.
Photo shoots.
Okay.
And there's a lot of absurd ones and stuff like that. So there was one episode where the girls had to pretend they were homeless. And it was a show. The setup was they were actual homeless teens and women who were dressing in like designer clothes, so it was like this weird juxtaposition.
Yep.
And they have them in like this fake alley with this like overturned dirty mattress or whatever. It was like maybe good in theory because they did team up with an actual like homeless shelter, but very like execution wise seemed very tone deaf. And Tyra Banks, when she had her own
say.
Yeah, I know. The America's Next Top Model being tone deaf, who'd have thought, with their 2 different race swapping episodes.
Oh my god, they have 2 of them?
Yeah, and they're like years apart, so but anyway, well, one of them was race swapping. The other one was a mix of 2 different races that are vastly different from what they actually were. Mm-hmm. So if it was like a white girl and it was like, you're gonna be Korean and black or something, like very weird and like very random. But anyway, so there was one that one homeless one, when Tyra Banks had her talk show, she was like, telling the girls as they were getting their photos judged, she was like, and homelessness is a very sensitive issue to me because I pretended to be homeless for a day on my talk show and I understood their struggles for a day. And it's like, that is so cringeworthily tone deaf. Like it's just horrible. It's horrible. And I forgot, like, I used to love watching that show and I'm rewatching it now through this series. And it's just, and real models don't do most of it. Somebody described it as Fear Factor and heels.
Yeah, okay.
Like there's runways that are like sped up treadmills. There's runways where they're literally like walking down vertically a building. There's ones where they have to like be underwater. Like
it is like Fear Factor.
It's very Fear Factor.
It's a very good comment.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
So that comment from one of many from Tyra where it's like, well, wow, you understand the struggles of homeless people by pretending to be one and dressing in quote unquote rags for a day and panhandling.
Oh,
wow.
yeah, she was wearing that fucking beanie, right?
Yeah. And she like didn't have any makeup on. She was so real. So
she had the tank top.
Yeah, and like some like ratty flannel or something. Yeah.
Oh man, I can picture it in my head because I remember when she released that, like.
And it was like grittily taken camera work, like color faded to make it look like the gritty reality of home. Like so. Yeah. So anyway, cringe reality television. I don't know how we got here. We were talking about Christmas. Oh, because I started talking about my strange addiction to this. Yeah. So anyway, there's some harmless addictions like celebrating Christmas. Although I kind of think that like people are kind of pushing more and more for Christmas to be longer than the month that they've allotted it, which I think is kind of strange to have like a holiday that goes beyond December. Like it starts immediately after Thanksgiving, and yet we already put up our trees and stuff in November.
Are saying that Christmas should be longer than like
the month of December. Well, because it technically is. Like you see so much Christmas stuff in stores already, like when Halloween's still happening. Wow. And we were talking about like ordering or putting up Christmas trees and it's still November.
Yeah, no. Like it my tree is usually up like after the day after Thanksgiving, so Black Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it goes down during the New Year, like after the New Year.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Not to call you out. Mine doesn't go up after. Mine stays longer than New Year's too, though, so it's fine. But I think it's just I don't like holidays encroaching on other holidays, even if they're like holidays that not everybody cares about, like Thanksgiving, because it just seems, I don't know, it doesn't take on like a sincere vibe sometimes when that happens. It comes off as very, especially places like Walmart where it's like, look at all of our inflatable lawn decorations on October 1st. It's just very odd. Christmas music's playing in November. It's like, I feel bad for retail workers because they have to hear that shit for 2 months.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was so like maybe even before, like a day before or maybe a couple of days before Thanksgiving, they were playing it.
Yeah. I mean,
so it was a little over a month.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would stop it right after Christmas.
Yeah.
And sometimes they would run it towards the New Year.
I think there's maybe a better variety of Christmas songs. Maybe.
Nope.
Okay.
Nah.
Well, maybe now. Maybe not when you were working in your retail glory days.
Okay. Listen.
Yeah.
There's like 3, maybe 4 Christmas songs out there. And I know you're going to say, but there's more. But there's more.
I was going to, but I'm sure when you hear all of it like ad nauseum, they all sort of they sound basically the same.
The main ones that you would associate with Christmas are just everywhere. And there's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
Right? Let's Rudolph, Jingle Bells, fucking
Here Comes Santa Claus.
Here Comes Santa Claus, fucking
Have Yourself a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
But then they try to do like, oh no, we'll put some modern ones in. It's Mariah Carey and then Ariana Grande. Because she has Santa Tell Me. And then I think Kelly Clarkson has one. But I forget.
Probably.
Yeah, and I actually like that one. Because Kelly Clarkson's a good singer and it sounds like she means it when she's talking about Christmas joy.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. But a lot of them, I don't know. I get the idea that a lot of Christmas remake songs are like just cash grabs. Like they're not,
yeah,
and they're like new songs, so they don't feel like they're obviously they don't feel as classic and stuff. So they just don't have that sincerity of other Christmas songs to me. There's a fine art to it. Like Pentatonics and Michael Bublé have a pretty good hold on the Christmas market, because Michael Bublé sounds like a old timey singer, and so automatically it's like he must be making, oh my god, he must make so much money for
Michael.
in like perpetuity of all his Christmas songs.
Sure.
Well, good for him. So
and he has a great voice too. So whatever, like he's
Pentatonics do some
and
really great things with acapella and like remixing and stuff. So
yeah,
and you should see them in concert because they're really great.
That's awesome that you saw them.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And they're representative. There's, white people, black people, Asian people, gay people. They got there's somebody for everybody. So it's not just like they're like a modern choir,
It's good. It's a good diverse group.
Yeah.
The fuck were you saying?
We're talking about how Christmas starts too early, but but we are actively starting Christmas early now, this last week of November, but that's fine. It's
nothing wrong with that.
I think also though that December is considered like a month-long thing for Christmas, also because there are other holidays that happen in December.
Sure.
Like Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. So that might be why. And then you've got another celebratory holiday the week after with New Year's Eve. So I think there's other factors that make it seem like it happens like for way too long. But
yeah,
even if you don't like do the family aspect and stuff, I think there is like a uplifting spirit to Christmas anyway. Do what makes you happy. Buy something for yourself. Get yourself your own twinkle lights.
I'm a child of capitalism, and so I do like the shopping aspect. Like, I don't know, I like to buy people nice things.
Yeah, me too. But there's a line between doing that and then also really stressing yourself out about like, what do I get this person or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you can stress yourself out really easily and get caught up. It's
never worth it to stress out about that kind of stuff, because people generally just will like whatever you get them if they're not complete dickheads, right?
Yeah.
So
it's the thought that counts, but like really, it is the thought that counts. Sure. It's not a facetious thing. Even for like my grandmother who's passed, like loved her like LTD or Oriental Trading sort of like catalog. And gosh, I got some weird stuff from her. Weird, very weird. One of my favorite ones was she got this for all the grandkids, so it wasn't like targeted at me, which is nice, but she got us all like manicure sets. I'm like 10 years old and it's like, here is like a nail buffer or whatever set? But not like nail polish. It's like literally just like nail care, like clippers and like a
file.
Brush. Yeah. Yeah. So strange.
Yeah, a little bit.
And like I said, she's passed on now, so
sure.
But she means well. My grandma meant well, so it's just weird, some of the stuff. I'll have to ask my mom too what other weird things she got. She got my dad a sweater once that I swear was not a men's sweater. Okay. It was just this brown suede, like velvet, like half turtleneck sweater. I have a picture somewhere. But he put it on once and then got rid of it because it was funny, to just wear it. But
yes,
there's some things where
that's fucking hilarious.
She meant well. So, but it is the thought that counts. It's like she could have just bought us nothing. So,
yeah.
So
you can't be hateful.
Gotta be grateful.
Gotta be grateful.
The trick too, also from what Josh and I do for Christmas shopping, is that you Christmas shop year round.
That's a smart way to do it.
Like
that's not what I do, but yeah.
Like we went to Connecticut, and I say this as a nerd myself, but I have a lot of nerd friends. Hello.
Hi.
And so I'm seeing stuff, and it's like, oh, this would be good for so and so or whoever. So just stockpile.
It's always good for that.
Yeah. So consequently, I don't have a lot of stuff to buy for people for Christmas. Just some people who are particularly difficult to shop for, because they're always like, I don't really want anything. It's like, I know you don't, but I want to get you something. Or food, perishable things that would make more sense to buy the month of. So if I see something that it looks good, and I think that I'm not going to find anything better, I just buy it. So
I want it.
I see it. I like it.
I want
it.
I buy it.
Thanks, Ariana. So.
That's a good way to do it. I think that's probably the better way to do it because then you're not stressing out like a month before Christmas. Buying stuff. Generally, I know what I want. Like I kind of keep notes of like what people say.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I've been doing now.
Oh, I like this show. Really?
Yep.
You don't say.
Right in my notes. Because I used to be terribly, terribly bad with thinking of like what people would want for gifts. And I didn't want to have that problem anymore because it's not like I didn't enjoy them or like I knew who they were and I knew like what they liked, but it's just kind of hard to think of maybe what they have and what they don't have, and I want to overbuy or underbuy. I don't know. And
you want to make sure that you get something that is of interest to them anyway.
Yeah,
it helps.
It does. You need to pay attention. Like it just helps. Like any sort of relationship, like you have to pay attention. You have to listen. So
I feel bad because Josh has a much better memory than I do, and he remembers to the point where it's like, he's taught me now that like you don't have to buy name brand food items because they're essentially the same. Yeah. But there are still some that I'm like, the name brand tastes better, like peanut butter or something.
And Oreos.
Well, yeah. So or cereal, like I've tried what is it, like they're not called Wheaty O's, but I'm gonna call them Wheaty O's, but like knockoff Cheerios or whatever. But so there are some things that like I still like name brand, and he remembers down to the name brand, and I can't my brain, and I love him, and I try to remember so much that he likes because I want to do or get stuff that makes him happy, but I can't remember, so I take like pictures of stuff or I write it down or whatever, and it's
you just do what works. Like if it works for you, that's what works for you, and
hopefully it's not seen as like indicative of that I'm not caring enough to make myself remember. It's just like I literally my brain doesn't remember stuff sometimes. So
I have the same problem. Like if you ask me to name some dumb music shit, like I'll like know. I'll be like, this song. Yep. It's like this producer, this guy did this, right? And then if you ask me to remember like someone's
favorite kind of cookie or something,
I don't know, like it. Not even that, but just like gift wise, like what they have or what they don't have or what they liked or what they said that they were interested in. I have a real hard time with that. Yeah. And it's not because I don't care. It's because I don't know. It doesn't store.
I don't know. I want my brain to be analyzed because I just want to know why I can't remember like important things. But I'm like, this K-pop group has this many members and their names are this and they were born in this year and they came out with this song and they were like, what is my brain like? Why do I need to like? I don't need to. What am I going to use this outside of like Twitter ever at all ever? And even then, like, so I wish I knew.
I want my brain to be analyzed.
I do. I want to understand why I'm like this, but it's fine. But anyway, thank goodness for notes apps on phones because I use them a lot. So
do you?
Yeah. Or Google Docs.
Yeah.
So
those are good too.
Yeah. But so how much do you think shopping wise you still have a chunk to go, or you don't want to think about it?
I don't want to think about it.
Okay.
I got the major stuff.
That's good.
But yeah.
Okay. That's a start. I mean you've started.
Kids, we're not really doing much for the kids right now because we're taking them somewhere.
Yeah.
So like they'll get a gift from us, but they won't get like 2, 3, 4 gifts, you know.
Well, because Ashley was saying they're like the trip is from you, but from Santa.
Yeah.
They're not getting a trip from Santa, so
no.
So they are still expecting some gifts, which is fair. They're 6, so like obviously you don't want to be like, well, Santa heard that you were going on a trip, so he decided to skip our house. Like that's really messed up. So
you got to do something. So like that's I kind of have all taken care of, but I wanted to make sure that I got people stuff that they actually give a shit about this year, and I don't know, tried as hard as I could.
Yeah. That's all you can do. Like I said, it's a thought that counts, and I really do mean that.
Yeah.
Even if you have a grandmother who gets you a manicure set as a 10-year-old,
sure,
it's the thought that counts.
Sure.
So
I get it, and that's a good lesson.
Yeah.
But I also, it's like a challenge. It's like I want to be better. So
Well, taking notes helps, I think. So, and I do the same. So
cool.
you do what you do. You gotta do. So,
you do what you do.
I mean, I meant to say you do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Because you gotta do it.
Sometimes I misspeak.
But you do what you do.
Yeah. You do the do. Mountain Dew.
I make fun of my Mountain Dew ornament.
Which came apparently out of nowhere.
I don't know where they got it, but my son came out of his room and he's like, Dad, look at this.
Yeah. There's so many ornaments that are so like weird and random. It's like when would I ever put this on a tree ever at all? Unless it's like a joke. But there's a lot of food ones. Like there's ones of pizza, like glitter covered pizza slices or something. It's just like, for some reason
it's not for you, huh?
Doesn't scream Christmas spirit to me.
All right, listen. I would put dumb shit like that on my tree.
Yeah.
Because I think it's funny. But
there's ones of like TV shows that are no longer relevant and stuff too, or something. I can't think of any right now, but if you go to just like MASH. If you go to like, I don't know, websites on like Walmart or the paper store or whatever, there's tons of or like the gaudy ones, like there's flamingos with like pink feathers or like just like really feathery weird ones, disco balls, like hair brushes and mirror, like just weird stuff. It might be like niche-y for like, I don't know, Ashley wants to do a hair salon themed little tree or whatever, but
that's cute.
But in general, there's just some that are like so ugly that everyone died. Just kidding. There's some that are so ugly that
everyone died.
In the end. Yeah. It's strange and bizarre.
It is very weird. I want to make it strange in some ways, but I don't want to make it too strange. Like if I have a character, they'll be like maybe dressed in Christmas garb or like have a Santa hat or something like that, but nothing that's too weird.
Or you can get a Stranger Things Demogorgon.
Do you have that?
No, but they sell them, and they're not Christmas. They don't give them like little hats or whatever. So just things like that. It's just a little odd, but
a Demogorgon. Get
yourself a Daenerys ornament. Remember
with
Game
Santa
of Thrones? She's just like Mrs. Claus. Get it? Because she has white hair.
Ooh.
There we go. Brought it back to relevancy.
Good job.
So, before we move on to other stuff, I did also want to talk about Thanksgiving, the movie, because I went to see that the other day.
So, to see it, did you have to go to theaters?
Yes, it's theater exclusive. So.
Okay.
So the reason I really wanted to, my mom and I, we went, and we really wanted to see Thanksgiving, the movie, and the main reason is because it takes place in Plymouth, and we're from Massachusetts, and know a pretty decent amount about Plymouth and surrounding areas. Because the theme is, or the storyline is like, and I've seen some trailers for it, and it makes it seem like in the trailers that it's just this random killer dressed as John Carver, the first governor of Plymouth. He's just going around killing people. Mm-hmm. The real story is, how do I even start this? So there's a store in Plymouth called Right Mart. Mm-hmm. It's basically a spoof on Walmart. And there's a ton of Black Friday shoppers like clamoring at gates. They're not in line or anything like most places that I've ever been to in Massachusetts that do Black Friday, even though we just talked about how we don't do Black Friday. But from the ones I've seen in passing, they're in lines and they're like pushing at the gates because the first 100 people in this Right Mart get a free waffle maker. It's like so stupid.
Waffle maker?
Yeah. And they only hired 2 security guards and whatever. And there's a stampede and
somebody gets trampled.
It's a slasher film, I should say. It's very, very violent.
Awesome.
So people get brutally killed in the store and stuff. Like one, I don't know if I really want to go, maybe I'll go into detail. One woman has like, she gets knocked over by like 2 competing carts to get to these waffle makers, and she like her hair gets stuck on one of the wheels of the cart, and like she gets scalped and stuff. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's violent and stuff. And so the killer, the following year, the 1-year anniversary of this, because there were a few people who died in this trampling, but it was considered an accident. No death, so nobody was charged.
So she goes and Or the killer goes to kill the family of the cart pusher?
No, just anybody who was involved in just the brutality and not caring about other people's lives and stuff. And they all get killed in like brutal kind of ways.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's so weird though because Plymouth is in this movie is treated as like people who are like fancily dressed and stuff, sort of akin to not really like LA or anything, but like the juxtaposition is it's like a podunk town and there's a diner and there are like sheriffs and deputies with brimmed hats and whatever. Like it's strange. It's very strange. Also Plymouth Plantation's not in it, which is very weird to me. I don't know, but
that's strange that they wouldn't even like that's a big deal.
Yeah. And no landmarks. Mayflower's not there. Plymouth Rock isn't there. They have like shots of certain areas that reminded me of Plymouth, but it's also shown as like kind of landlocked. Like they don't show water at all. It's really because Plymouth's a coastal town. So it's very strange that way. Notable people in this movie are Patrick Dempsey. He plays the lead sheriff from shows like Grey's Anatomy. And then Addison Rae, who I've only heard her name in passing. I think she's a TikTok person, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
She has music too, I think.
Maybe. And she wasn't actually horrible. I think people were like saying like she only got casted because she's a influencer and stuff. But she played like it's centered around this like group of high school kids who happen to like one of them is the daughter of the owner of the store and stuff. So and they were also there. Like one of them was it was very like tongue in cheek where it was like oh, I'm gonna film this this stampede. I'm gonna post it on YouTube, and it was at the end of it, it had like this dubstep music, and it said "Rip to the victims," and then it had said "Like and subscribe" or whatever. It's like very okay. I get it, like
in your face,
like cringy. And there's some people that do that, but it just seems sort of cringy when it's like shown on a movie like that. So the killer uses that video as the basis for his killings and stuff. And there's some pretty brutal ones. There's like decapitations and mutilations and buzzsaws and a bunch of it was a lot. I wasn't really expecting. I don't know why. It was directed by Eli Roth, and he's done some like slasher stuff like that before anyway. So I won't say who the killer was because this is like literally a brand new movie and I don't want to give it away. It wasn't who I expected though, because they give you like, it could be this guy and it could be this guy. It could be the manager of the store whose wife was the one who got scalped. Whoops. It could be this guy and it could be this ex-boyfriend of one of the characters. Like it could be one of them, but there's some corny parts to it, but it was I mean, it was what it was. It was a decent slasher. Like if you're looking for a gory slasher movie, that's it. And you'll learn so much more about John Carver like than I ever did. Like I don't know. For some reason, I didn't know he was the first governor of Plymouth.
Yeah, the first one.
So I didn't know that. But the movie's funny. It's like
he's the one who met with Squanto.
It's like everybody dresses up and wears John Carver masks and dresses up as pilgrims on Thanksgiving. It's like, oh, really? They do? I've never seen that in any of the parade broadcastings they show of the Plymouth Parade, but
I would bet that if you asked most people around here, they would say, one, they've heard the name, but they wouldn't be able to say who the fuck he was.
I mean, there's other notable people here. Being from Massachusetts, you know, like I remember going to college and being like, oh yeah, you know, Plymouth Rock, 1620, and they were like, oh, I thought that was founded in like one of my friends said like 1776. Like you're vastly wrong. To me it's funny because it seems so common knowledge just being from the state, but I come to realize that like what's portrayed in the movie, some of it's accurate to the area, and then some of it's like, you're given the wrong idea, I think, about how this actually is. But my mom loves horror movies, has yet to find, although she watches like, she gives everything a fair shot, but that also means she watches like a lot of schlock on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
But she just looks for that good, like, she's like, she wants to be scared and grossed out or whatever. So we walk out of the movie and I said, was that gory enough for you? She goes, yeah, it was cute. Which I've never heard anybody. I love my mom.
Cute.
I never like. I'm like, I wouldn't have said cute. I'm like, I think it was fun. She was like, oh yeah, that's a good word too. But she kept calling it cute, which
it was a cute little movie.
But she had fun. It was what she was looking for. So if you're really into like gory slasher
a real slasher.
Like oh, the accents were good too. Also, I should say there were some people with Boston accents, and they were passable. There were some people who didn't have them, and some who did.
Yeah.
I think my favorite way that somebody got killed, spoiler alert, was there was a woman who the killer basted her like a turkey and put her in this industrial size oven and then served her to people and like carved her out.
Whoa.
And served her to her husband. It was so fucked up. But it was like, I don't know, there's only so many new ways that people can be murdered. Yeah. And shocked. So I'm like, well, kudos. I've never seen that. And what better use for it than a Thanksgiving film? But it was funny because I didn't expect it to open on like a Black Friday massacre, basically, because that's not how it was marketed. So when it started being like that, I don't know. I was confused, I guess, at first too with the trailers about why this like random killer guy is just killing people indiscriminately. But it wasn't indiscriminately. It was because anybody who had a hand in the chaos and not regarding human life was going to lose their own or whatever. So but it's I
what
mean,
a premise.
Maybe it's like a cautionary tale, like
don't trample somebody at the Walmart,
right? Yeah, don't let consumerism take away your humanity or whatever. So if you like stuff like that, it was good. I guess if I had to be like a film critic, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay.
If you're not looking for like a deep story, then this is for you.
All right.
If you're looking for gore, then this is for you.
Cool.
So anyway, that was my experience. It's a cute movie, as my mom would say.
It's very cute.
It was cute.
It's fun. It was very cute. She's awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy that she liked it. I'm happy the movie didn't disappoint her. So. Also interesting too is that we got a lot of previews. We're clearly in the slump of like when the writers and actors strike was happening, because a lot of previews were TV commercials, basically, like for cars or whatever. Like, and I don't know if that's new for movie theaters now, but there was also previews for movies that I didn't even know were coming out like next month.
What was it?
There's another one, a Christmas one, about like this family and their son gets killed in a drive-by shooting, and the father like loses his voice because he also gets shot, and he spends like the whole year like buffing up and like trying to go after the people who. It's called Silent Night because he lost his voice. There's another one with Jason Statham where he's a beekeeper and like his neighbor gets scammed. Like she gets a computer virus, and so she calls these people and they like drain her bank accounts and she kills herself. So he like goes after these people, but beekeeper is actually code for like the secret FBI like subsect or whatever. And these are all movies coming out next month, and I had no idea. Like I hadn't heard anything about them.
He's the beekeeper.
Yeah, it's called The Beekeeper. And then
what?
And then the Aquaman movie's coming out, which I did know about. And I was like,
is that Jason Momoa?
Yeah, and I was carefully looking out for like if Amber Heard was in it. She's in like one shot. And nowhere else, I think.
Amber Turd?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, really. Yeah. I don't like her. So I think they strategically did that and stuff. But there's just a lot of movies that I didn't know were even happening. And then there was also advertisements for anniversary showings of Christmas films, like the 40th anniversary of A Christmas Story, and then the Jim Carrey Grinch. And I feel like we're going to get kind of more of that sort of thing with the first half of next year, or even the whole of next year. Because nobody was able to make any movies, so
nobody wants to work anymore.
How dare they want to use their own selves and their own voices as opposed to AI? The nerve! How dare they want to be paid in perpetuity for streaming?
Yeah,
we
get to own you in perpetuity.
You want 2%? How about 2%? No, never mind. I was trying to think of something and I couldn't. Oh well, that's fine.
This is incredible.
It's not. It's bad, very bad. But anyway, so That was my experience. I don't even know the last time my mom was in the movie theater. I think she said it was for Cocaine Bear, which also sounds like a movie that was right up her alley. But,
I would want to watch that too, but I think I heard it was just like just okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard also.
So,
and that's what she said pretty much. So yeah, Thanksgiving. Oh.
I had a weird thought.
Okay, love weird thoughts.
COVID.
Yeah.
2020, right?
Those were the days.
November. Black Friday. Did it happen? I don't remember. I really don't recall.
I'm curious too. I think it would have to be something that I look up.
Yeah.
From news
I'll look
articles.
it up later, but I just didn't know if offhand you knew.
No.
It's a very strange question to have, but it's like I don't remember there having a Black Friday or anything that year. Like,
well, I mean, by that point we knew how to better. The vaccines weren't out yet, but we knew how to better prepare.
Sure.
Against like exposure, because people were still were starting to be out and about by that point. I was not, but I don't.
November 2020.
Shocking. I know.
I wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, I was ordering my stuff online.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I really don't. That's an interesting one though too. Like I can't imagine that too many people were. Let alone if they were allowed to have like, I think stores had, they had social distancing for like lines, and I'm sure they had maybe like capacity limits or something.
They probably did their shit online that year.
Yeah. Well, and then also curbside pickup started to be a big thing too.
That's right.
So I mean, it was already starting to, but you know, places that came to you or met you in the parking lot or something were.
I'll have to look into this.
Yeah, we will. We will bring our results of our dissertation examination of COVID during Black Friday next episode if we remember.
All right. Cool.
So.
You basically wrote this entire doc, and
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry that I'm failing.
No.
I'm failing in being a podcast person.
Well, you're here. The important thing is to first and foremost is to show up.
I'm here, but it's not enough. I'm not contributing.
Don't sell yourself short. You're doing just fine. Everybody in the comments reassure Lewis that he's doing just fine.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Why do you get to say yes for me?
Because you deserve to have a boost in confidence in your abilities and your contributions. You're the editor of this anyway, so.
Okay.
This doesn't get posted without you.
I know.
Right, so.
That's crazy.
Right? You have the fate of the podcast in your hands. So see? You do contribute. That's a lot. This doesn't exist without you. So anyway.
Remember that when I die an early death and you're thinking about how you're gonna continue the podcast.
Speaking of, this is basically like gonna be the rest of this is gonna be a very big weeb episode, which as a weeb I say in the least derogatory way possible, but also the most derogatory as a weeb. Because something that was interesting to me that came up was that the writer of Hunter x Hunter, the manga series, there is an anime series, but he Yoshihiro Togashi, he spoiled the ending of the series to fans. So the reason he did this, and it's funny because I buy manga for my library, and it's hard because we only have so much space, and so it's like I don't want to. It's hard to buy continuing series of things. Like I will never buy single volumes of One Piece. I buy like the 3-in-1s.
Yeah.
Because you just don't have the space and like to keep track of they're at 100 and I think 103 volumes or something of it with, and they're on the last arc. But as Josh keeps saying, the arcs can last for years. Like
yes.
It doesn't mean anything. It's just that's what the arc is, and it can go on for however long Eiichi Oda wants it to go on.
Yeah.
But so Togashi, he said he developed 4 possible endings, and he gave away what he called ending D, which is basically like kind of the worst case scenario ending, but he said he wants it to be considered the ending if that is like, because he's had a lot of health issues.
Yeah.
So I was surprised actually too, because his Hunter x Hunter seemed to have ended, I think, in 2018, and he just released a new volume this year. And I guess he's had a lot of health problems too. So
yes, that I knew because he's pretty prolific. If I remember correctly, he's also the creator of we talked about it last podcast.
Of Hunter x Hunter?
No, not Hunter x Hunter. The other one he did.
No, this person he.
No.
Somebody else? I don't remember then. I'm sorry. I don't know who you're talking about.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Okay, last podcast we talked about a anime series, and it's getting a Netflix show, but it's in Japanese.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
He's the same creator.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I said. I said the same person. You said
okay.
no. That's why I was like, I can't help you. I'm sorry. Okay. But yeah, well, and that one he wrapped up, I'm assuming.
No, he's done with that. But
yeah.
Hunter x Hunter, he's
still going on.
Still going on with.
Yeah, he wrote it says, regarding the other endings, Togashi believes ending A would have the best reception. He clarified that it wouldn't mean that it'd be a highly rated ending, but it would be safe and non-controversial. Ending B would be evenly split with readers. He didn't poll anybody because nobody knows what endings A through C are. He's just saying. Ending C would be the most controversial, possibly resulting in an overwhelmingly negative reception. But he prefers it the most, because some people like to kind of just go out of their shows with a bang, I guess. But he didn't share any details, just in case he might still be around for that. And I think he was inspired by doing this because of the creator of Berserk, who passed away midway through writing Berserk.
Yeah, but he mapped it out, right?
Kinda, sorta. There was also an anime show that I watched that was based on a manga called Trinity Blood. And spoilers, in case you want to watch that, but the creator died before he could write an ending. They could write an ending. I don't know if the manga author was a man or a woman, but so they made up this like open ending kind of sort of, and I actually really liked that. If you understand in the context of that, because I don't really like open endings for shows. Like I like definitive endings. I don't know why. Because it's like a definitive start and like everything's really set and sure. So if it's like a loosey-goosey ending, then I'm like, that's it.
So you must have really hated the original ending of Inuyasha.
Oh my god, I remember being so pissed. I was so pissed because I'm like, I'm 15 or 16 years old. I am staying up past my bed. I have a history test tomorrow / today because it's now 12:30 at night, and I'm watching the ending, and it's this loose ending because the manga wasn't finished. I was so pissed. I was so mad. Yeah, I hate that. like at least, and I wasn't into Game of Thrones, but I bandwagoned to the last season, and that was sort of like some characters went off and had like loose ending adventures, but the core of the story had a definitive ending, whether people liked it or not. But that was satisfying in that sense to me because there was a definitive ending to that.
Sure.
But for Trinity Blood, as long as you understand that like it had to be loose because they didn't want to assume what the ending was, and disrupt the creator's original vision, whatever that might have been, that's fine. But if like, and Fullmetal Alchemist, the original series, was a victim of this too, where it's like, we are getting ahead of ourselves because the manga's not finished and we want to catch up on the hype of the manga. So
sure.
And I don't know that that's a great idea. Like One Piece isn't doing that. They're waiting for the volumes to come out, or they're also working with Oda for Intel. I think they did that with Game of Thrones for George R.R. Martin up to a point.
Sure.
Until whomever took over, J.J. Abrams or something. Who took over for Game of Thrones? I can't remember. No, that was for Star Wars. Sorry, I mixed it up. Some other person who kind of butchered what people thought was a better series of better endings, but
I don't even know what their names are. Those two.
Those hacks.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, so it's kind of a morbid thought, and there's, you know, a lot of stories about manga authors that are overworked and underpaid, and they are like the sole people creating this and whatever, and they have deadlines and, you know, whatever. So I understand his
it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it's really brutal.
They really just do it for the love of the craft.
Yeah.
And if you get a hit show like Hunter x Hunter or Fullmetal Alchemist or whatever, One Piece, like, you could just end it and retire. Like, you're set forever. But some people just continue to do it for the love of it. But there's people who have serious health issues.
Sure.
Like the aforementioned people and the creator of Hunter x Hunter. So I guess it's comforting that he revealed an ending, but it's also very morbid. It's like, because he does have health problems himself, so it's like
he has been pretty open with what he's going through for the most part.
I think it was not a brain hemorrhage. I can't remember what his was.
I can't remember what it was either, but I know he's spoken about it before.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's been pretty open about it.
Yeah.
And yet again, now I'm remembering that I want to rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho. I never was into Hunter x Hunter, but Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A great show.
So.
Great show.
It's amazing that there are some creators of beloved Japanese properties that have done more than one thing. Like the creator of Inuyasha also made another show I was never into, or manga series, but
Ranma.
Ranma 1/2.
Yeah.
It's like, it's cool. It's like if you can get a double win, that's pretty cool. So.
Yep.
So anyway.
No, it's really cool.
What?
It's really neat that like they can have one show take off and the next one's really good and that takes off too, and then it comes back and it's okay. And then they make a follow-up series that has nothing to do with anything she did, but
and who's this? What is this?
The follow-up series to Inuyasha.
Oh, right.
Did she write anything for that?
I think so. And there's a manga series that's coming out now after the fact. And I actually think that was the problem, is that they made this show without like a storyboard.
Okay.
Being the manga.
Yeah.
And I ordered a couple of them for the library because nobody else was in our network. And I was like, well, I've seen it and I have a attachment to this, and we don't have Inuyasha, the manga series anyway, so I might as well get something from her. And I read the first volume, and it differs a lot, and it makes me actually like the characters better, and I'm mad that this wasn't how they did the show, because I've talked about this before, but I cannot stand most of the people that are not the original characters in Yashahime. So I think having a storyboard laid out with a person who for more or less birthed this world and these characters is
I gotta finish it for morbid curiosity.
It's only 2 seasons, which is great.
I know.
But you're not gonna have fun.
I know I won't.
You'll have the most fun with characters that you remember.
Yeah, that's what I want to get to. So
but
like,
it's a while to get there.
I know. I have to rewatch it from the beginning too, because
I'm so sorry.
I just forgot a lot of it because a lot of it wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
So that's a personal journey, and I will struggle greatly, but I want to do it. So
good luck.
Thank you.
Season 2 is better than season 1, just strictly because there are more familiar characters that come about.
Ooh, okay.
Spoilers. But it's still kind of mostly the problem is just the pacing. The pacing is so, like, I remember watching Inuyasha episodes, and they had like a big baddie that they were at least, now I got that song stuck in my head. A pretty little risky baddie. They have a bad demon that they're fighting for like maybe at least 2 episodes, maybe even longer. But then there's ones that are like this, and they seem so huge and powerful, and how are our heroes going to defeat them? And it's like 15 minutes. And it just feels so like, what was the point of building this up, giving them a storyline? Like, I do not care if you're going to kill them off in 15 minutes. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, they do that a lot with Yashahime too. They'll like build up the story, and you think you're getting into this like...
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah. Even the main like recurring villains too, since it's only 2 seasons, it just seems so like, what is the point? You know?
And the joke's always the same too. Oh, sorry that we got off on this tangent, but like,
no, this is Weeb's giving. I don't care. So
the joke's always the same. Oh, they bring the demon corpse back, and it's oh no, I can't pay for this because blah blah blah. Like,
but Moroha, oh God, of the three, she's the most interesting.
she
And the
is
story
most
should have
interesting.
been about her. It should not have been about
agree.
Shishomaru's daughters that I can't care about.
I agree. I don't give a fuck about those two. I care about Moroha because she's interesting. Like you said, she was like, I don't know because I haven't gotten far enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she was abandoned by her parents or given up or something or
Forcefully taken away.
okay.
Which is why it's confusing because she's so young too, but she has the mannerisms of Inuyasha.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did you inherit any of these? Because you never, like, you were not even alive long enough to know
What it was like.
how he was like. Like, it's weird. It's just weird that, but if you can disassociate yourself from that weird continuity problem, she's the most interesting character.
I do agree with that. She's really spunky and.
But it's also like, I feel like there's not a lot of depth to her like there was with Inuyasha. Because he's like brash and I get, you know, like spunky.
But there's a reason because he's got daddy issues.
Yeah. But there's more depth. There's just more depth to him.
Sure.
So, but I don't know if it's just because of the writing or the pacing or because it's only a 2-season show, but like you barely get that with her. So it's kind of a bummer. And I don't care about the daughters. The Shishomaru's daughters, I do not care. I don't care.
Just like, just not the best characters, or not ones that I really care to know a lot about.
Yeah, I like just zone out when it's centered around Toa, KFC anime girl, Colonel Sanders' ass.
You hate her.
I do. She's
You
my least
hate her.
I hate her.
You hate her.
She's so annoying. I hate her. I really do.
Yeah, I know.
And I've never dunked on an anime this hard. I think ever.
Really?
Like I have with this, but I think it's just 'cause
You're a really big fan of the original, like the.
yeah. I even watched like the continuation series that happened a few years later, and
Sure.
that one was, I mean, it was mostly to wrap things up, and that one was okay. It wasn't great, but
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's just okay. It's nothing like the actual like pre-shitty ending. Like it's.
But yeah, it's like
It never comes close.
there are cataclysmic events that happen in Yashahime that literally get wrapped up by the end of the episode.
I have to know something about Inuyasha and Kagome.
Okay.
Are they still the same age, basically?
Well, no,
No.
well, I mean, Inuyasha's a demon. I don't know how old he really is. Kagome's, she's older, but she doesn't really look older.
She just have like a different haircut.
No,
No, really?
she just wears priestess clothes.
Okay.
And I watched the dub because I watched the dub of the original.
Yeah.
And her voice actress is different. I think it was contractual things because she's from Canada and they couldn't get her to come to America or something like that. Although they got the original voice at Inuyasha, which is great because I love his voice. Yes, because I love his voice.
Yes.
The only one who looks older is Moroku.
Mm-hmm.
And his voice actor passed away, so there's a reason why his voice sounds different. So as long as you keep that in mind, then that's fine. And then Sango also looks the same. So
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and a lot of it also is because you watched a little bit of it. So it's
Very, very small amount. Yeah.
the other twin Setsuna, she's like a demon hunter with
Yeah.
Kohaku.
Kohaku, yeah.
Yeah, so and it's weird too because he's like literally 11 years old in the original series, and it's
Yeah.
like now he's an adult with this deep voice, and it's like
Doesn't he have a kid too? Am I making that up? I think I might be.
No, he has. Sango and Moroku have 3 kids.
That's right.
And one of them is his nephew, one of their
It's like his
sons.
apprentice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. And Setsuna started off interesting to me, and then she just became like Toa to me.
Yeah, because she had that oh, I don't have
dream
dream
butterfly.
things. Like I can't feel my dreams.
And that was, I don't know, that was kind of interesting, I think. It did make her sort of like one note, whatever, but it made her more interesting because she wasn't so annoying. So anyway, if you want to power through Yashahime, it's only 24 episodes.
Yeah.
There's an end to it, whether it's an ending you want. It is what it is. You just want it to end. So 2 out of 10. It had an ending.
It had an ending. Bye-bye. See ya.
So
2 out of 10. Wow.
I mean,
Holy shit.
maybe not 2 out of 10. Maybe a 3. I'll give it a 3.
Come on. Can I get a Bogo Tachiwa here, please?
I don't even remember any of the. I guess I remember a couple of the theme songs, but some of the
Nothing
animations
came close to the other.
No.
Nothing.
Some of the endings of the one of the endings of Yashihime's was like all of the girls are in modern Japan with modern clothes. It's weird. Like there's no reason for it because they only end up there a little bit sometimes, and they don't change into modern clothes, so it's very strange and bizarre. And they didn't do that for Inuyasha. Like they didn't have him in like overalls or whatever. It's just weird. So, but whatever, it's fine.
Overalls.
Our next anime venture for my husband and I is Neon Genesis Evangelion. So
I want to talk to you when you watch those episodes because I love that series, but it is very fucking weird.
Yes, I only know it through certain memes like Shinji getting the robot and congratulations. And
so here's my recommendation. Okay. Watch the series. You're watching the series, right? Not the movies.
I didn't know there were movies, so no.
Okay.
Yeah, the series.
Watch the series.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I have to watch some of the movies, so let's watch the movies.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
And they kind of differ.
Okay.
Okay. But I am so eager to talk to you about it. I can't wait for you to see like all the shit that those memes came from.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh was surprised when I said I wanted to watch it. He was like, I didn't think you would want to watch a mech anime. I'm like, from what I hear, it's like mechs are kind of secondary.
It's very interesting. Like I said, it's very strange. It's very interesting. The ending is very weird.
Well, that's the congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know the context or whatever leading up to that. I don't even know if there is any really context leading up to that. But I know that was like near the end. So
when you see the ending, you'll be very confused. Probably everyone is.
Cool.
And they made like an amendment to the ending like several years later. Watch that as well.
Okay. Cool. So that's my next venture to cleanse our palates from Yashahime. But anyway.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It'll be better soon.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump in from one meme corner, weeb corner, to another weeb corner, but this is also the K-pop corner. Our paths are colliding, so.
Okay, so
cue the music.
Okay, a little bit. Jeez.
Sorry, was there anything else you want to talk about with Yashahime?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So anyway, this is my attempt at segueing. So it is semi-related though, because the K-pop world and the anime world collided recently, because
this is an incredible story.
Gosh, I have it up on a link because I just can't even really. I can't really explain it succinctly, and also because I've never watched the anime in question. So, there's an anime, controversial anime called Made in Abyss, and basically, oh gosh, we had a friend of ours explain it to us, kind of, sort of, but it's basically it centers around children and experimentation on children, and also characters that are not children but look like children. So trigger warning, there's themes of child torture, abuse, rape, and experimentation in this series, and just overall really like disturbing themes. They
also die.
Well, yeah, that's disturbing too.
Yeah.
So because of this, there's been claims that it fetishizes children. They've also been claims that the creator is a pedophile and has been arrested for such, but there's nothing to really substantiate that. Mostly it's just like somebody has to be perverted for coming up with this if if this is what is out in the world. So somebody asked for a recommendation for an anime from K-pop star Subin from TXT, And so he recommended Made in Abyss, which he described as he didn't recommend it. He referred to it. I guess the wording of this is very important. But he described it as kind of provocative, but he's having fun watching it. And people were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Do you know what you're watching?" Because that is like akin to basically anime, like child torture porn. Then other people were kind of pulling up receipts for other people. Taeyong from NCT, Woozi from 17, Minji from ATEEZ, and Sakura from the Seraphim. But she gets a pass because she's Japanese, and that's different somehow. So it's like, there's like Korean comments that are like...
Let me tell you about...
Also, congratulations for the best Le Seraphim song, Anti-Fragile, being their first one to reach 200 million views. Anyway, I don't know. It's the best with the music video, I should say. Anyway, there were comments that were like, well, she's from Japan, so it's kind of natural that she's into weirder stuff like that. So she gets this pass, which...
It's like the most unflattering pass ever.
Like, yeah. So, so there was a controversy on that, and people are saying that the idols are glorifying these sensitive subjects and everything, and how could they do that, and say that they're having fun watching and whatever. And it's sort of like people are realizing that, you know, gasp, maybe idols are not as pure as they come off. Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
And all these people that they're mentioning too from these other groups are all adults, you know? And I think that the wording of calling an anime like this fun and provocative, but in like not in a dark way like Subin did, is maybe not the best way to word it. I think if anybody ever asks for a recommendation, especially for something that maybe is controversial like that, you should couch it within like some context of it having darker themes and stuff. So you're not just generally recommending something blindly for people to be like, well, my favorite idol recommended this, so I'm gonna watch it. But at the same time, it's also like,
he did say that it was provocative.
Yeah, but then he also said it was fun to watch, so I think people kind of misunderstood. Like, provocative doesn't, I don't think necessarily
it gets people going.
Balling so hard. I don't think people like, people are in, like, they shouldn't just blindly, and this is the problem with idol culture in general, is that people shouldn't blindly follow something. Like, any recommendation from any idol is going to be like, I'm reading this book because RM told me to, or I'm listening to this song because Taeyang told me to, or whatever. It's like, have your own autonomy about it. Like, if you want to check it out because somebody recommended it, that's fine, but do not hold them as like, I don't know, like Roger Ebert or something, and be like, this is my official endorsement on this property. Like, but I do think that they should be aware that they hold a responsibility, that people are, you know, and K-pop fans are obviously younger, some of them, and they should be aware that there is a responsibility to at least give maybe a little bit of context, but it's more of a courtesy than a necessity that they do that. Because
can I tell you what I think about this?
That is stupid.
It's fucking
dumb. I know.
It's so fucking stupid.
I know.
This is the stupidest shit ever. Like, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm not trashing you for bringing this up, but this is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
This is so stupid.
I know.
It's dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah. So like I said, like, I think it's dumb, but I do still think there's a lot of impressionable people, and there should be a little bit of caution before idols throw out stuff like that is a little more controversial, I guess. But at the same time, do your own research. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Personally, reading and seeing like screenshots and whatever from Made in Abyss, it's not something I'd ever check out. Not really into that sort of thing. But also, like, I am an adult making an adult decision. And even if you are not an adult, if you are a teenager, you can make your own decisions. Teenagers want to be so independent that maybe you can make your own decisions about an anime.
Fair enough.
So, or anything, really. So it's like, I put it 10% in like the idols, not fault, I don't know another word for it though, and then 90% in the fans' fault for kind of blowing it up as much.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
I just think there should be a little bit of care for, and knowing the influence of certain groups, knowing that some of them have a younger fan base and stuff, and maybe just saying like something is darker or mature or something like that, but it's not a necessity for them to do that. So that's what the paths intersected, and Made in Abyss was trending on Twitter for a few days, and a lot of anime fans were confused. It was a really fun time. And then everybody started calling anime fans perverted or whatever. There was some
fucking make it.
There was some great discourse that there was one thread that somebody had said, I think it was for Jujutsu Kaisen, and someone had tweeted screenshots of a former follower of theirs on Twitter saying that like they can't believe that they're supporting pedophilia by talking about just anime in general. Like, it wasn't even about Made in Abyss. It was about this other anime, Jujutsu Kaisen. And that it was triggering and they won't be following them and then they need to seek therapy or whatever. I think I showed you that.
Yeah, you did.
And it's like, there are TV shows like that. There are movies like that. There's music like that. There's explicit stuff in literally any kind of medium of art ever. Like, literally ever. Books, art, like painting art, anywhere.
Context matters.
Yeah. Context
Always.
matters, and also do your own research. There was some thread going around from Koreans that were like, what is a safe anime to watch? And it's like, what does safe mean?
Yeah.
Like, that there is no conflict or controversial topics addressed at all ever? Like,
what is a safe anime?
What does that mean? I guess you got Pokemon.
No.
Okay.
No. Tons of bullshit happens there. There's a robbery, theft, evil organization after a 10-year-old boy.
Okay, I was going to say Digimon next, but I guess that's also kind of falling in line with that.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of the same thing, yeah.
What even is what is a safe anime? Like, really, what is a safe anime?
Doraemon.
Yeah.
Doraemon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, do your own research. Be your own person. Don't hang off the recommendation solely and blindly off of somebody else. It's why, like, it's kind of funny working in a library that, like...
Good answer.
Working in a library that there's, like, Oprah's book club and Reese Witherspoon's book club, and then I think one of George Bush's daughters also has, like, a book club, and they recommend books every month and stuff. They do, like, blurbs and stuff on them, too, but there are some people who are literally like, I'm reading this because Oprah recommended it. And it's like...
It was a big deal to get that Oprah sticker, like that.
Oh, my
Oprah
God, those...
Book
stickers.
Club of the Month sticker.
Those stickers, literally, there's been so many times where all of a sudden the book that we ordered maybe a copy or two of suddenly becomes an Oprah book, and it's like, oh shoot, the holds have shot up. We need to buy like 7 more copies.
God.
And you can't anticipate it, which kind of sucks, because if we could, we would have obviously prepared for the influx more. But it's all influencer culture when you really think about it. This didn't start with just the rise of the internet. Like, influencers have always been, you know, if somebody endorses something, it's like, I have to have this or whatever. It's always been like that.
Advertisement has existed forever, and it's just now on the internet. It's on your
since
phone,
it's now
it's
on the
in your
internet,
pocket.
do your own due diligence and research with it.
Do your own research.
Yeah. So, do the do. So my only 2 other K-pop things, because we're on our last 10-ish minutes or so. I've been keeping a timer. I'm a smart person this episode.
You are
keeping
awesome.
a timer. The last 4 members of BTS are all going to enlist in the military together.
Okay.
So there will be no BTS members at all.
Oh my God, for 2 years?
No, well, there's some that enlisted early. So the first one gets out in the second half of 2024. But there's going to be no BTS anything for the next 6 months. So Hybe's, their company Hybe's stocks are going to tank. Not stocks, but like their profits. It's interesting too, because it's funny because the Macy's Day Parade, which featured such anime characters as Luffy from One Piece for the first time, and Goku, who's always been there, I think, for a few years. Yeah, go ahead.
My daughter was watching the parade.
Yeah.
With my wife, and she's like, Dad, it's Monkey D. Luffy.
Oh, she knows who he is?
Luffy.
Aw, that's so cool.
He's deflating.
Oh, did he deflate?
Yeah.
Oh
She
no!
saw it happen live.
Oh no! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Deflated.
that's so unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. But they also had a baby shark float with the members of ENHYPEN on it.
Bite me.
I don't think they sing that, no. But
Oh God.
there's 7 of them, and people thought that they were BTS. And it kind of speaks to something larger that, like, BTS I mean, Jungkook's sort of jumped away from that now, but BTS is still more known as like a collective group of 7 and not as individuals. And any 7-member Korean group, male group, it could be mistaken as BTS.
Got 7.
I mean, they're not promoting together anymore, so it's okay. But there's a lot of them. I can't think of any others at the moment, but there are a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. I can't name any.
Oh gosh, I can't think of any. And the ones I can think of aren't promoting together right now, but whatever. Anyway, so it's Jungkook is the only exception, I think, because he's gotten most of his songs are in English, so I think he's gotten a lot more traction and stuff, and he's doing performances in America and stuff like that. Like the others didn't really do that, but as a collective, there's much more of a bigger brand recognition.
Yeah.
So the group won't be fully together again until I think the end of 2025.
Ooh, what will armies do?
They'll wait.
They'll wait.
Allegedly.
They'll wait it out.
Yeah, you know, they're very patient and
Do you think any of them will jump ship?
Yeah. Oh yeah. People do that
navies?
Huh? What?
You think any
who can say? The Marines.
Marines.
I think a lot of them will wait, and they've said that they've made content. Wonho just is still releasing stuff that he's filmed ahead of time. So I'm sure BTS has done the same thing, but I think some people will drop off and maybe check out other groups, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So it's a good thing that there's going to be in the military so long, because it gives people a chance to hear new artists, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're really limiting yourself by just
Let's keep him in a little longer.
No, oh my god. So, but I think it's also smart that the last 4 are enlisting together. That's a smart thing to do, so they come back sooner.
Release BTS 2030.
No, I think it's 2025, but all right.
2030.
Okay, and then the second thing is G-Dragon's gonna rename himself Free Dragon. Credit to you because you came up with that. Because there's no further drug testing that he's going to go through. Also, that actor that originally.
Oh, the guy from Parasite, right?
Yep, he's also free and clear. So people are honed in on the police, like, why the hell did you just go off of a rumor from this person saying that they went to this place, like,
yeah.
And then the person, again, they were like, oh, by the way, well, there were 2 other famous people with them at this place that were doing drugs. It's like, who's going to believe you?
Yeah.
Because, like, the other 2 people are free and clear. Like, it's just, it's weird that they're still trying to be like, oh, I've got more dirt or whatever.
Hey, I got some tips for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah.
I got this shit.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, what are your tips?
No, I'm saying that's what the guy's saying.
Oh, I thought you were giving advice.
No.
Never mind.
I've got no advice in this.
You're going to shoot the one advice. But yeah, they tested everything on both actors, like genetically, really, and no drugs or anything like that. So
G-Dragon is he's demanding a apology.
Yeah, I would too. The cops really screwed up by literally just going off of the hearsay of one person. It's so stupid. Like, the whole thing was so dumb. And I feel bad for believing it, but at the same time, 99 times out of 100, usually drug allegations are true, especially because drugs are so, like, and I say drugs, I include marijuana in this, my Western mind. Drugs are so illegal in Korea that, like, why would that be made up, really? Yeah. Especially without evidence. But I think it was just because, like, the name G-Dragon got thrown out there, and they were like, and I think also because it was past too, so they were like, well, we gotta check this out now. But now he's going on a suing spree, which is great. I think he should
go for it. Yeah.
Sue Dragon.
Slander.
Yeah. So, and he's gotten a whole bunch of support, and I think he's really rallied from this in a way that is very uncommon, especially mostly because he was proven innocent.
You think any of the armies will, like, apologize for any of the shit they said?
No, because they'll probably still refer to his first drug incident anyway. So,
well,
G-Dragon, haha, such an original name that I haven't heard for the last 12 years. Very cool. So,
good lord.
Very original, awesome stuff. So that ends that saga, but I can't imagine how stressed out he was. But there's been a lot of support. CL also was publicly supporting him, which was awesome. So
good.
But yeah, so G-Dragon is Free Dragon.
Love it.
That ends the K-pop corner.
It was a good K-pop corner. Thank you for educating us on Free Dragon and
Free TS.
Yeah, Free TS.
And Afraid and Abyss.
And we look forward to hearing what you have to say about everything K-pop.
Oh, everything.
Everything.
There's too much.
All of it.
Everything everywhere all at once.
K-pop edition.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So there is that. And we've still got like 10-ish minutes. We're coming up on the end of this nice nerdy episode. Nerdy but not stupid.
It's not that nerdy. I don't think.
But it's not stupid.
It's not stupid. Yeah. No. They'd be pretty good to see too.
I wish they weren't.
I know.
So the group we're referencing right now, this is still K-pop, sorry about it, is Purple Kiss, who are a sister group of Mamamoo, same company. That's what I mean by sister group. And their concert in, I think it was Boston, was October 31st, and we were going to see Everglow on November 1st. So sucks to be us, I guess, but they have some like kind of not creepy, but like Halloween-y sort of themed songs and music videos that would have been really cool to hear.
Yeah.
On Halloween, but also it's Halloween, and so I'm sure that it would have been kind of chaotic.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay.
No,
Let's not think about it. Good luck to all of you who well, it's past now, but good luck. Hopefully you all had luck traveling home from your Thanksgiving commutes.
The city is awful. Going into the city can be a fucking drag. Mm-hmm. Getting out of the city is usually always a fucking drag. Like,
yeah.
There's never any time to go to Boston. There's not a good time to go, and there's not a good time to leave.
And public transit only runs for so long, too. So
if that was an option,
I wish we had better public transit.
I would go all the time.
In Massachusetts, yeah. It would be so easy.
It would be so easy. Like, so easy.
I'm doing that for Anime Boston.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Because there's a musical artist that got announced for Anime Boston that are never going to come to, like, they're never, ever going to come to Boston again. So I want to see them. But
you buy tickets yet or no?
No, I'm going to, though.
Nice.
I'm trying to wait and see if they announce when they're going to perform, because I don't really want to buy, like, a weekend pass. But maybe I will. I don't know. It's whatever. I'll do it. I'll do it for them.
You buy a one-day pass or no?
Yeah, I don't know which day they're performing, though, so that's why. I might just do Friday, Saturday, 2 days a week. But it'll be. I haven't been to Anime Boston in 11 years. By this point, I think it'll actually be 12 years. I looked this up on my Facebook actually from the last time I went there. It was 2011, and I'll go and see stuff there. But since I don't have like a vested interest in. Like, that's why I like Kineticon more, because it's all general nerdy stuff. Like, I strayed off from Anime Boston because it's like I couldn't really keep up with all the newer animes or whatever, and since it was kind of 90% anime,
yeah,
I didn't really follow my general interest anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I can just use it as an excuse to like explore Boston and stuff like that. I'm not totally tied down to the con and being disappointed or whatever, because I'm only there to see the music acts.
God damn.
So, I mean. Not to say that it'll be disappointing. It's always on Easter weekend, too. Always. And it's how I found out that Easter is actually in March next year. So.
God.
It's the last Sunday of March, so it's like it's the end of March. But it's funny, too, because the convention takes place at the Heinz Convention Center. And it was always so funny when I used to go, because you go in through the entrance, and I remember this distinctly, on the right-hand side, there's a little chapel. And you'd
There is, yes.
Yeah. And you'd always see people doing, Easter Sunday, like Sunday worship, and all these people dressed as like Hatalia characters or whoever, like just walking in with these like big ass swords or like shirts showing their midriffs or whatever. Like, just the juxtaposition was really funny. But
yes, the chapel on the right. Yep.
Yeah, it's the chapel on the right. Always, so, but that's my Easter plans.
That's cool.
Planning ahead for multiple holidays.
Yeah.
Actually, I won't be there on Easter Day, but that's okay. I don't see why I wouldn't. The musicians are legendary Visual K, J-Rock artists, so I think it'll be really, really great. I can't see it not being great, so. And it's a no pressure kind of con, because I'm only there for that one thing, so I'm not like strapped to a schedule or whatever. So
yeah,
so it'll be good. So, not to ask you what you're planning on doing for Easter, because we're still doing Christmas. but just so you know, Easter is in March this next year.
God, I don't even want to think about it.
Okay.
Fuck that.
All right.
Oh.
You have any last things you want to talk about before we close out?
I don't even know what I. No, not really.
No?
I don't have a lot going on. Like,
Really?
I really don't.
Okay.
I'm doing my school stuff. Like I'm still doing
Yeah.
that. But
You're Zuckerberging. Because your class is social networking.
no.
Networking.
Yes.
Social. I made that up in my head. Networking.
Like,
So that's why I
no.
called it Zuckerberg.
I'm like, nope.
No, our other friend did social network stuff. Never mind. My bad. But anyway, you're doing networking.
Yeah.
Are you networking? It's a weird question to ask, but whatever.
No, not at this time.
Okay.
But
Not at this time.
in terms of networking, in the sense of, am I networking?
To understand networking?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the most part.
In order to network, you must understand the network.
He's tapped in. He's starting to believe.
He's hacked the mainframe.
Yeah, he's hacked the mainframe. But I don't have a ton going on. I have a couple things I want to listen to music wise.
A lot of good releases that have come out.
Yes.
Yep.
And just new projects that I've gotten into, and
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good that you have
About it.
can find free time for yourself to do things you like outside of school and work and fathering two children.
It is awesome to have time for myself.
And also because your kids are more independent now too.
Yeah, they kind of, have figured out most things at this point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not most things in terms of like complicated stuff, but the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Walking, talking, bathroom,
Yeah.
which is a huge one.
Listening to Rush E a bunch of times.
That's a fucking.
His son
I
loves
hear it.
Rush E.
I don't even know what it. Like, it's a song, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that's what he likes about it, because that's the part he like rewinds the most.
He just likes one consistent rapid noise. I'm not surprised, actually.
Nope.
So.
Nope. Not surprised at all.
No. But that's good. So everybody kind of does their own thing, and they're able to be. They're still dependent on you, but they're not so dependent on you. They're at a good age.
They need to be around so that way they can. One of my kids can do Pokemon Smile. That's about it.
Yeah, I didn't even learn until very recently that Pokemon has a toothbrushing app to encourage kids to brush their teeth.
It works too.
Great.
They love it.
Yeah.
And they're learning about Pokemon.
I know there's been a couple
cool.
times where you guys have to look up what the Pokemon, because I'm sure there's probably from spanning all generations, right? Like I've lost track of.
I'm not sure. I've only come across like one or two that I had no idea what the fuck they were, but the original like 151, I'm pretty solid.
Yeah.
So.
It's very cool. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So I have nothing going on. But if you want to watch somebody who does have something going on, you can watch Tory at youtube.com/azaratsflame, AZARATHSFLAMEE, or twitter.com/trippydesu.
All right. Well, I failed spelling your socials last time, but you helpfully put them on screen. Okay. So if you want to follow anything that Lewis is doing, even though he says he's not doing anything, but he is doing stuff.
I'm not.
Yeah, he is doing stuff. Follow him on twitch.tv or Twitter at Lumo for both of those. Or if you want to find find anything that we talked about interesting and it touched your weeb soul, as I think it honed into mine, or if you just want to you find a kindred spirit in hating Yashahime, consider subscribing. It's LEM'n'TEA podcast, and we are also on Twitter and TikTok by the same name. Did I sell it well?
Yeah. No. I just can't get over the phrase weeb soul. That's what I'm.
I weeb soul, weebs giving.
Soul. Weebs giving.
That might be the title. I don't know. So.
Oh.
It's weebs giving.
Okay, it is. Yeah. Shit.
Perfect.
That's 2 Nicole Westbrook titles in this. Well, whatever.
What? She's a legend. What's that Wendy Williams quotes? Like, she's a legend, she's an icon, and she is the moment, or something like that. So.
Wendy Williams, she's an awful person.
Oh yeah, for sure,
yeah.
for sure. But she has
death upon you.
She has a lot of quotables. So.
Have you seen her wish fucking death upon Britney Spears' parents?
No.
It's awesome. I'll show it to you in a couple minutes.
One of my favorite edits of it's for Wendy Williams and Ellen DeGeneres. It's them walking out
Yeah.
and it's edited to sound like silence, and you just hear their heels clicking and no one's applauding, and there's like just this random cough in the audience and stuff, and it's so awkward because usually for both of them it's like this like hyped up music and everybody's cheering or whatever and stuff.
Sure.
But it's so painfully awkward. It's so funny. But
I can't wait to see it.
there's also, I think one of them was also like someone's cell phone goes off as Wendy's like awkwardly smiling at this audience that doesn't seem to give a crap about her. So
I've never found
her show's over now, so it's okay.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it ended. Like her marriage. It was
Damn.
around the same time. I think her husband cheated on her. It was around the same time that her show ended. So.
God damn. Okay, well.
But anyway,
Life dealt her a maybe it's retribution. I don't know.
Wendy in doubt. At your show, I don't know. But I don't know. All right. Well, anyway.
Wendy in doubt.
That was bad. That was really bad.
Wendy in doubt. Okay,
Yeah.
well.
Anyway,
Wendy in
catch us on the
doubt.
next episode because our show's not ending. We'll see you on episode 44.
We're not ending. We're wending. Wending doubt.
God.
Hey, see everybody. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye. Thanks. Bye. I hate that I ended it like that.